Hi, I'm Sophie. I've been travelling with my dogs, my golden retrievers, in Spain and France, and I thought I'd make this video just to tell you something about the food that I ate in Spain, what sort of meals you can get, completely different meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Also I'll tell you about some of the meals I cooked in my campervan, and also my favourite takeaway, which is Burger King. Right, so firstly, breakfast. Breakfast in Spain is really nice. Loads and loads of people go out for breakfast. Okay, they seem to only have coffee at home, and then they'll go out for breakfast in the morning, like later on in the morning, and then weekends they'll go out for a big 3-course meal, and then a lot of people also, maybe more in towns, that they go out at night. But I was like in the smaller towns where people tended, especially families, tended to go out at lunchtime, and then some also younger people who were going out in the evenings. But I'll tell you about my favourite breakfasts. So I worked my way through the whole breakfast menu, basically, because I had lunch twice. Okay, I had the 3-course set meal twice, and it was far too much food. But what I discovered was that you could go to a restaurant, a really good restaurant, anytime up till 2 o'clock and eat off the breakfast menu. So I wake up quite early. If I wake up at 7 and have breakfast then, I can have lunch at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and I can have it off the breakfast menu, which is really good menu and really good value. So what you can do, also it's really quiet then as well, so they don't mind. Like say you want to go and use their Wi-Fi, you could be there for 2 hours using their free Wi-Fi, but it's 12 till 2 is when the staff are eating as well. Sometimes it's the restaurant's quietest time. So if you go then and have and eat from the breakfast menu, although it's your lunch, you'll have a really good meal. Also, if you order a beer, actually, or maybe if you order any soft drink or any drink, you can get not tea or coffee, but if you order Coke or beer or wine, it often comes with a bowl of olives with or some vegetables or some chopped tomatoes. It comes with a little snack on the side, so that's quite a substantial sort of starter. And then you can work your way through basically different types of they're basically all based on bread and toast and baguettes. So toast is tostades, and I suppose the simplest version, you would have toast with olive oil, and then you get toast with olive oil and tomato, and then you can get it with ham as well. The ham in Spain is really nice. So it sounds so simple, isn't it, like tomato and olive oil, but it's really nice topping. So I had that quite a few times. I worked my way through the whole breakfast menu. My favourite was a baguette, and the baguette is called bocadillos, right? So bocadillos, and it's a warm baguette, and lomo means pork loin. Lomo is loin. So, and you actually get 2 or 3 pork loins. So it's a huge thing like that, like a pork loin about that big. You get 2 or 3 of those inside with tomato, because when you're in a camper van it's quite hard to cook meat. I don't have like a proper fridge. It's a substantial meal, and you can have like a beer, and you can have the little vegetables, olives starter as well. If you go out, not really the breakfast menu, but if you go out in the afternoon, you can often pay £1.50 and get a tapas. Not everywhere does that. Sometimes they do really nice tapas. I mean, and it's like you can pay €3, but you've had quite a substantial meal. You can get little sort of like bits of bread with toppings. You can get different types of seafood on top. You can get all sorts of vegetable things. I'll try to put some photos in of different things I've had. I had so many meals out in Spain. It's really the best thing about going to Spain is all the food. A traditional one would be something like seafood on a bit of bread. It's also quite good. Sometimes I had like 3 chicken wings. That's quite a bit of meat, isn't it? 3 chicken wings with a glass of wine, €1.50. And then when I was in Salabrino, I found this tapas place that did like kebab food. I mean, it's really, really tasty. So you can get a mini kebab, basically, with your drink. So you pay $1.50, you get the kebab meat and the chips and garlic mayonnaise, all included, right? So that, I mean, that's probably a huge amount of calories, but it was really, really tasty, right? Spanish beer is really nice, so it's just beer, right? The white wine is Uno Vino Blanco, right? Uno is one, Vino wine, Blanco white, right? So if you had, yeah, glasses, a couple of glasses of wine, and you got a free tapas, you'd have a really, really good meal. Okay, so when I had the meal of the day, this other thing I was going to say, the meal of the day, it can cost as little as 11 euros for a 3-course meal with a glass of wine or beer. So it's really, really good value. Okay, on Christmas Day, I thought I should go out for my lunch. So I paid 16 euros, but it came with beer and coffee and a liqueur, right? And I didn't really like the puddings in Spain. They like cakes with loads and loads of like artificial cream. So if you're going out for coffee, the coffees are really small. The mugs are like that high and about that wide. I mean, you can drink it in one sip. Okay, it is a really small cup of coffee. So what you need to do is say cafe con leche, right? Leche is milk. So when you say coffee with milk, you get a normal size cup of coffee about that big. And sometimes it comes with a little cake. They do little cakes like this in about that big in a wrapper, or it will come with a biscuit. So it's that's quite nice. So sometimes I could go for a walk with the dogs, and then on my way back I get a coffee, and like sit in a restaurant for like an hour or so, and then go out again in the evening about 4 or 5, take the dogs for another walk, go to a different tapas bar, have a glass of wine, a bit of tapas, and then I might think I've had 2 meals out because I've been in 2 different restaurants, but I've actually only spent 3 euros. It's like 1.50 in each euro, so 1.50 for coffee with a little cake, and 1.50 for beer with tapas. So it really, really does not cost much. My perfect meal, the place I went to quite a lot when I was in Alicante, where they do the really nice starters, like different marinated vegetables and olives and tomatoes, all that sort of thing. So they do all the little nice little starters with a beer, huge baguette with pork loin inside. That is 4.50. Okay, so that is like a huge meal, really fill anyone up. When I'm choosing restaurants, I tend to go for the ones which the locals use. So they won't be the smart ones. The smart ones tend to be right on the seafront, and they often have really expensive furniture. They have pot plants, they have wicker sofas, they have nice comfy cushions, that sort of thing. Those restaurants can be like 3 times the price of the places where the locals eat. The place where the locals eat might be a bit further back from the seafront, and they usually have like plastic chairs, often don't even have tablecloths, nothing, you know, just bare tables. They're really quite basic looking, but they have really, really best quality food and quite cheap as well. If you're in a town on a Sunday, restaurants will be really busy. A lot of people go out for Sunday lunch. You get huge extended families, you get birthday parties, everything happening in restaurants, at cafes and bars. So then you can see exactly which ones are packed with locals. Might not be that obvious during the week, but some places, I mean, there are places that are absolutely full, every chair taken for breakfast. So a lot of people eat breakfast now. And obviously those ones are going to be where the locals go, and the locals will go where the food is best and probably where it's cheapest as well. Yeah, there's different meals that you can make in your camper van. Even in the most remote locations, you will often have a bread man coming, right? So this is a man from a local bakery who just shoves pastries and baguettes into his van and drives around places where people camp on the beach. Just, you know, free park ups, and he'll come around, he'll probably hoot just to tell people he's there. And you can go and buy bread. Bread will be less than €1 for like a huge baguette made that morning. You can get croissants or pain au chocolat. They're all less than £1, less than €1 as well. So normally I would buy a baguette, and then I'd have yeah, you do tend to eat quite a lot of bread when you're in Spain and France, and yeah, I make a lot of omelettes as well. So you can have like cheese on a baguette, quite a nice lunch. You might have like coffee and biscuits for breakfast, and then an omelette for your dinner with a bit of baguette. If I've got any stale baguette, you should just give it to the dogs. What's really nice actually, if you've got stale baguette and you're somewhere where you don't have bread, you break up the bits of the bread into like little bite sizes like that, and you cook it in your omelette with a bit of chorizo and tomato, and it's, I don't know, it's really nice bread just cooked inside eggs. So you know, you just have like 2 eggs, chorizo, or like you cook the chorizo first, and then you put tomatoes in, then you put your bits of bread in, and then you put the eggs on. Really tasty lunch you can have in Spain. The bread is really nice. Tomatoes are so tasty. Then look at these little cute things you get. Get a whole jar of these, and then you get really nice ham over there. And you have salt on your tomatoes. Really good lunch. Oh, the other things, there's some ready-made meals which you can buy in the shops, which is quite nice. Sushi, a lot of people eat sushi in Spain. Also you can buy a tortilla, which comes like, tortilla is like an egg dish with potatoes in, and it comes like in a box, like in a triangle like that, because they cook them in huge pans, and you can reheat that in a frying pan in your camper van. Another one is filled pasta, like fresh pasta which is filled with different types of fillings. That's a really easy thing to make in the camper van. When you're looking for a takeaway, there are loads of takeaways in Spain. They tend to be the usual things like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC and kebabs. Right, you don't get any fish and chip shops. They tend to be all chains, so the ones, the sort of local businesses, tend to be places people want to sit down and eat. I did go to one English cafe, which was really nice, and I had, because I was doing my laundry at the laundry next door, so I went to this English cafe and I had beans on toast, which was really nice. But generally I would only eat Spanish food. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. There are more videos coming soon. I'm going to be going to Somerset and Devon and Stratford upon Avon as well in July. Righto. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave me a comment, tell me anything you think, any questions. Thanks. Bye.